Ukrainian forces repel Russian attacks on Pokrovsk and Sloviansk fronts. Ukrainian forces continue to stem the advance of Russian units on the Pokrovsk and Sloviansk directions, holding key front lines and destroying sabotage and reconnaissance groups in urban blocks and at the approaches to populated settlements. According to the East Group of Forces, as of December 19th, the enemy is suffering significant losses in personnel, equipment, and drone systems. Enemy units continue attempts to penetrate by small groups into the Myrnohrad and Siversk areas on the Pokrovsk direction, but Ukrainian units promptly detect and destroy these groups. The defense holds defined front lines and does not permit the Russian army to expand its zone of influence. Over the past day on this direction, the enemy losses were as follows: 123 occupiers neutralized, of which 101 were killed. 7 unmanned aerial vehicles of various types, 3 units of motor vehicles, 3 motorcycles, 1 piece of special equipment. 11 personnel shelters were hit. In Pokrovsk, Ukrainian forces continue to hold the northern part of the city, search and strike operations continue, and Russian units in the urban areas are eliminated. In the southern districts, fierce fighting also continues. According to the group, the defense forces hold defensive lines and destroy Russian troops on the approaches to Myrnohrad. Isolated attempts by Russian groups to infiltrate the southeastern districts are being detected and eliminated. In the Sloviansk direction, Russian troops are attempting to bypass Siversk in the area of Dronefpv. Ukrainian units block the enemy's advance and maintain defense, according to the East Group of Forces. During the day, the Russian army sustained significant losses in the zone of responsibility of the Ukrainian forces. East, 385 Russian soldiers, 1,003 UAVs of various types, 88 units of weapons and equipment, among which a tank and 5 armored vehicles. Operators of Russian drones are also being detected and eliminated. In the last day, 27 UAV system crews of the Russian army have been destroyed. The situation on the front remains under the control of Ukrainian units. Raid actions are conducted, defense lines are reinforced, and attempts by the enemy to enter cities and border areas are promptly repelled. Updates come through official sources and operational information channels. Army of the Russian Federation is not breaking through on the southeastern approaches to Myrnohrad. The situation in the zone of responsibility of the Ukrainian forces east. Ukrainian troops have shared footage of them repelling a mechanized assault by Russian forces in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. A video from the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade, press service of the ground forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, on social media. In recent days, Russian forces have attempted to storm the positions of the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, using armored vehicles and several dozen infantry. The brigade reported that crews of unmanned aerial vehicle operators from the assault battalions of the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade met the Russians with explosive force. 2 Russian trucks, a T-72 tank, an MTLB armored personnel carrier, an infantry fighting vehicle, and about 35 servicemen were hit. The assault was repelled. Precision drone strikes by Ukraine's 427th Regiment have neutralized Russian rocket artillery and armored vehicles. Operators of Ukraine's Rarog 427th Regiment have carried out a series of precision strikes against key Russian combat assets on one of the most critical sectors of the front line, targeting multiple rocket launch systems, tanks, and armored vehicles. Footage of the combat operation was published by the regiment, showcasing coordinated drone actions against Russian forces. The video highlights the growing role of unmanned systems in disrupting enemy firepower and maneuver capabilities in real time. The destruction and damage of armored vehicles further reduced the enemy's ability to apply pressure on Ukrainian positions, particularly in offensive operations that rely on combined arms and sustained artillery support. Russian forces launched a small tracked ground robot toward Ukrainian positions. They hoped the defenders of Ukraine wouldn't notice such a compact machine coming their way, even though it was moving in broad daylight. It was coming slowly in the background of a snowless winter field, but the Ukrainians spotted the robot almost immediately and destroyed it with drones.